a Phoebophilic Hellenic Egyptian who writes in a melange of ancient Koine and Demotic Greek. So Cavafy and his work are splendidly described by James D. Forbion, whose excellent essay on Cavafy toward the principles of a transcultural sociology of minor literature, available on the net, is well worth studying. My own edition of Cavafy must necessarily bypass the complexities of his Greek, ancient Koine and Demotic. I look at the poem, I seek to discover what it is that the poet is attempting to express, and it is this that I use to form my own English poem. I also add more colour than many Cavafyans would like, since I understand the originals to be rather deadpan. I must emphasize that Cavafy, in my rewriting, is an English poet and not a Greek one. He may well have found this amusing, since he had observed the English at close quarters. He may also have thought it an irrelevance, a movement beyond his own Alexandrian vision. Obviously, without Cavafy, my rewritings would not exist. All I seek to do is to make him more approachable to English speakers at the beginning of the 21st century. As an example, I would point out that of the two stanzas of my rewriting of poem 10, Interrupting, the first is solely my own, and the second is my interpretation of Cavafy's original poem. I put in the first stanza, hopefully euphonic and becomingly Cavafyan, as explanation of the second. The complexities of Greek mythology are not everyone's cup of tea. Saying no. Che fece il Gran Rifiuto. To some of us there comes a crucial day when we simply have to say a yes or no. Whoever we are, it's at once apparent whether we're a yes man or a no man. The yes man goes from strength to strength, but the no man never changes his mind. If asked again, he would still stubbornly say no, and although his no was correct, oh, so correct, the decision dogs at his heels for the rest of his life. Spirits of old men. Inside old threadbare bodies, tattered like ancient carpets, dwell the timeless spirits of aged men, their joy and magic forgotten. Gloomed in perpetual ennui, bored with life, but terrified of departure, clinging to it like desperate limpets, wanting and despising, drooping in their leathery, rustling skins, half tragically, half comically, they endure. Interrupting. Metaneira, the Eleusinian queen, took Demeter as nurse for her new baby. The Nereid Thetis was wife of Peleus, the Thessalian king. Demeter put the baby into the fire, attempting to make him immortal. Thetis tried to burn away the human portion of her children's bodies. We mortals, dying creatures of the moment, intrude upon the working of the gods. In Eleusis and in Peleus' palace, Demeter and Thetis, alchemists, try to transmute the base into the pure. But Metaneira, screaming and dishevelled, interrupts the transformation. Terrified Peleus stops it dead in its tracks. Windows. In the twilight of these dreary rooms, where I drag out my vacuous life, I stagger around, trying to unblind some windows. I only require one window to help me see. There must be one, surely. My hands encounter nothing but bare, blank wall. Perhaps the darkness is best. Light may bring a deeper disappointment. Seeing might be fresh grief. Trojans. Sometimes it seems our efforts are cursed, prone to disaster, like those of the Trojans. Initially we're successful, make our first move, grow stronger and bolder, leaving our shelter. Then comes a fatal lacuna. Huge muscled Achilles jumps out of the ground, swearing and screaming like an armed harpy, and our courage congeals in our guts. Like the Trojans, we think our luck will change, if only we would steadfastly attack, leaving the safety of our massive walls to fight upon the windy plain. But when the time comes, when the trumpet sounds, we tremble like cornered rats, run crazily out of the gate to left and right, fail to confront the bold enemy who stands laughing, amazed, before us. Yes, we fail. Again and again we fail. The disbelieving populace up there on the wall, all the lords and ladies, all the people are wailing and covering their eyes, bemoaning our lack of purpose, crying out at our lack of resolution, Priam and Hecuba bitterly sobbing. Huge footfalls in the golden house. Beautiful coral eagles with wings outstretched protect the ebony bed where Nero lies in cloudy, happy slumber, his alabaster skin just tinged with pink in his unblemished, youthful prime. But in the colder marble hall, where stands the frowning ancestral heads upon their plinths of rusticated stone, how unrestful are the household gods, and all the smaller gods are there a-tremble, attempting to hide their mannequin forms behind the larger deities. They have heard the dull thud, thud of deadly, heavy footfalls on the stair, and feel the foundations shaking. Faint with fear, they scramble for the dark, twittering and shrieking, stumbling and tumbling, mannequin on top of mannequin. They know the meaning of that awful sound. The Furies are coming for retribution. Monotony. Another dreary day after another, samely monotonous. Similar things occur over and over. The echoing moment re-echoes and echoes again, drawn out to a dull infinity. A month passes and starts a similar month. It's easy to foretell what lies ahead. Yesterday's boredom recurs tomorrow, and identical tomorrow shows no change, the same as today.